Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel here at commaik. Behind me in the pool, the Wybot S2 solar pool robot is doing its job. But it can't clean the surface. But for that, there are special pool skimmer robots. And I've received one of these pool skimmer robots to test the F1 Skimmer from Wybot. I'll be introducing this device to you in this video. I'll show you how it floats on the surface and how it sucks up leaves and debris. I'll show you how to set up the pool robot in the app and whether it's actually worth the money. If you're interested in that, definitely stick around, because that's exactly what this video is about. Summer is here, and what could be better than splashing around in your own pool at home? To make sure it's really fun and hygienically clean, the pool of course needs to be cleaned regularly. Normally that's done by the sand filter system, which I run with filter glass. The surface of the water is sucked in through the skimmer. The dirt is cleaned in the filter. With UVC light and chlorine tablets, the water is treated and comes back out clean on the other side. So why not reduce the effort even further by filtering out the dirt as soon as it falls into the pool? That's actually possible, namely with the surface filter, a so-called skimmer. The device you see here next to me is the Wybot F1 pool robot. This innovative skimmer effortlessly moves across the water surface and continuously and efficiently sucks up various types of dirt and debris from the water surface. It then conveniently stores all the collected dirt and unwanted particles within its generously sized 7-liter filter basket, ensuring a cleaner aquatic environment. The great thing about this device is that it moves completely autonomously across the surface the whole time. You don't need a power connection and you don't have to control anything manually. The F1 skimming robot has a large solar panel on top and will run for as long as you want. You can set this individually via the app. So why do I use something like this? I have a pool skimmer with a large sand filter system, but there are many of you who have an above ground pool without a proper skimmer. In those cases, there are only the 2 hoses to connect a filter system. For you, a skimmer like this would make perfect sense, but a filter is also useful for me. My filter system doesn't run 24 hours a day, but only about 12 hours. Of course, dirt still gets into the pool during the rest of the time. I want to get this dirt out again as quickly as possible. The second reason is that I use these filter nets in my skimmer. They filter out the fine dirt in advance. These nets are placed in the skimmer basket and filter out the dirt. However, after a week, they get so dirty that I have to rinse them out again and again. I wish that a lot less dirt would even get into my skimmer in the first place. Here you can see the Wybot F1. What's it all about? It's not much. Everything comes in this package. Also take a look at the size. At 6.5 kilograms, the weight is relatively light. Here on the front, the water is sucked in. On the back, it is then filtered and expelled again. You can easily take out the basket, rinse it with water and slide it back in. There are wheels on the side. The robot can drive along the wall with them. Thanks to these small wheels, there are no scratches on the wall. On the back, there's only a switch to turn it on. And in case the solar panel isn't enough, there's a power connection. This power connection is connected to the 220 volt power plug here in Germany. However, the power plug is not included in the package. The plug is simply inserted and connected to the socket. Of course, not while the device is in the water. What else is included? A hook. You need to attach the hook to the pole of your skimmer net. In case the robot gets stuck somewhere, you can grab it with the hook and pull it out. I find that very practical. An instruction manual is of course also included. This manual, which is printed in several languages, also contains a German section. But there really isn't much to say here. Because apart from cleaning the filter basket, there's nothing else you need to do. In winter, have to store the robot away. For a quick start, there's this overview. However, it's only available in English. Here it explains in 13 steps how to get the robot ready for use quickly. I'll show you how to do that now. I'm already putting the F1 pool robot into the water. I fully charged the battery overnight using the power adapter. And now I'll show you how I set up the Wybot F1 Skimmer in the app on my phone. After that, I'll put the F1 robot into the water alongside my Wybot S2 solar pool robot. That one also operates completely autonomously. By the way, if you're interested in the Wybot S2, take a look at the top right corner. There I'll link you to the video about the other pool robot. Feel free to check it out as well. One more thing. This robot was provided to me free of charge by Wybot. Of course, the Wybot F1 pool skimmer can also be controlled directly on the device. It has just a single button for turning it on and off. Then it simply moves along its path in the pool. With the app, you have a few more options. You can download the app using the QR code in the manual, or you can just check the description below the video. There you'll find the links for the App Store and Google Play Store. I've opened the app, and on the left side you can see my already installed Wybot S2 solar pool robot. Right next to it there's a plus symbol to add a new device. I now tap this plus, and I get an overview of the pool robots that my app has detected. It's important that Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are definitely turned on. I carefully select the advanced Wybot F1 and can easily link my home Wi-Fi network with the robotic device. After entering the password for my Wi-Fi, I am automatically taken to the next page. Here I can select the corresponding pool. Since I only have one pool, I naturally choose that one. I had already set up the pool for the S2 solar pool robot. In the app, I can now select the F1 Skimmer by clicking on the tile. The menu is very clear and easy to navigate. I have the smart mode and the standard mode. After placing the robot in the water, I want to start it using the app. To do this, I simply click on the robot. Now I have the option to start the robot either in smart mode or in standard mode. In standard mode, the robot moves back and forth in a random pattern. It does this until the battery is almost depleted. Then it stops and only continues once the battery has been recharged by the solar panels on top. So on sunny days, the robot runs continuously. In smart mode, the robot also takes breaks even if the battery isn't depleted yet. Here, it detects the surface contamination. Depending on how dirty it is, it will vacuum more or less. I'm now starting the robot in smart mode. I select the mode and click on start cleaning. That's it. You can clearly see how the F1 Skimmer pool robot vacuums the surface clean. Do you see the insects and the dirt? Everything gets sucked in. If there are specific spots in your swimming pool where dirt and debris always seem to collect, you can simply wait until your robotic cleaner drives precisely over those areas. Or you can use the app to manually steer the robot to that spot. That's what I'm going to do now. I'll stop the current cleaning in the app. Then I click on remote control and a small cursor appears which I can use to manually control the robot. I can make it go backwards or even turn a corner. This way I can effectively steer it directly into the dirty areas, ensuring a thorough and complete cleaning process. Unlike the Wybot S2 Solar, the F1 Skimmer responds very quickly. Of course, the other robot moves underwater, so the signal first has to be translated into the sonar technology. Here I control the robot directly via Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi signal. While the robot is making its rounds in the pool, here are a few more details and specifications I'd like to share with you at this point. As already mentioned, the Wybot F1 is a solar-powered pool skimmer. However, you can also charge it directly via a power outlet, but it's important to note the charger is not included in the package and must be purchased separately. The device has an IPX8 protection rating, it comes in various colors, it can be used at temperatures from 5 degrees Celsius up to a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius. All pool shapes are said to be suitable. Of course, I can only confirm this for my rectangular pool. There were absolutely no problems here. Above ground pools, in-ground or brick pools, all of these are possible. The pool robot moves along the surface and vacuums up the dirt. There is no limit to the pool size. The manufacturer specifies an unlimited pool size or surface area here. Of course, you should be aware that you can't really clean large water surfaces like those in a swimming pool effectively with just one pool robot. But for private use, the robot should definitely be sufficient. Control is possible via Bluetooth through the app. You need the Wi-Fi connection for firmware upgrades. The robot handles these itself as long as the function is enabled in the app. This function is hidden behind the small eye located at the top center of the app screen. As already mentioned, the robot has 3 modes for cleaning the pool. In addition to the smart mode and the standard mode, there is of course also manual control. It has a 7-liter filter basket with a 180 micron fine filter. That's extremely fine and really filters out every bit of dirt. It features anti-jamming protection, obstacle detection and edge master technology. This allows it to detect edges and corners and automatically switch to reverse gear to continue in another direction. What is there to say about energy and battery? Well, the Wybot F1 is powered by the solar panel on its surface. A lithium-ion battery has a capacity of 5,200 mAh. It takes about 6 hours to fully charge the robot in direct sunlight. I let it run for quite a while in beautiful sunshine at my place. The app only showed a slight drop in the battery bar. At 6.5 kilograms, the device is also relatively lightweight. So you can easily put the robot into the water and of course take it out again. You should regularly empty and rinse the filter basket. The Wybot F1 reliably made its rounds. I was able to test the Wybot F1 for over a week and I'm quite satisfied. But there are a few things that might need to be done differently or improved. But before I show you that, I'll first take the robot out of the water. A look into the filter shows how much dirt the robot has filtered out. When I take it out, you can clearly see everything that has accumulated there. You can simply pull out the filter and rinse it under running water. Perfect. What's really intense right now are the thousands of flying ants. They suddenly showed up just in time for my test. They dive into the pool water here and basically commit harakiri. In my opinion, there are two things that could still be improved on this device. One thing concerns the detection of obstacles in the water, for example my stairs. The top step of my stairs has a water depth of about 10 centimeters. When the robot drives along here, its rear end, which is a bit lower, sometimes gets stuck on this step. Once it gets stuck, it can't get free on its own. It just lacks the power to free itself independently. The Wybot F1 has installed stoppers on all four corners for such cases. These are these parts here. You can adjust their length, and these parts ensure that when the robot is on its rear end, it bumps into them and doesn't keep moving forward. My current problem is the following situation. When my rather large 24 square meter solar mat pool heater system is actively turned on and operating, the overall water level in the pool noticeably drops a little bit. And at that moment, the water is missing here in the pool and the water level drops a little. The stoppers on the robot don't work the way I imagined. Over the course of the week, the robot got stuck on the stairs 2 or 3 times. I had to nudge it and free it by hand each time. One time it got stuck and a cloud came. The pool heater turned off and the water flowed back into the pool. At that moment, it was able to free itself. That's one thing I don't like so much. The second important point to consider is the backflow flap, a crucial component that effectively keeps the dirt contained inside the robot. For me personally, it only seems to work properly when the robot is completely turned off. When I gently push the robot back, the water is forcefully directed through the filter from behind, effectively flushing the collected dirt out the front again. That's very annoying indeed. Because of its highly sensitive built-in sensors, the autonomous robot precisely detects the slightest water flow. Consequently, I am unable to manually steer the robot by hand either, which presents a significant challenge. As soon as I turn or push it, it notices and tries to counteract. This causes the filtration process to stop briefly. Maybe future firmware updates will bring some improvement here. All in all, this is really complaining at a very high level. If you don't have any steps or you adjust the water level optimally, the problem is solved. Now it's your turn. Give me your feedback on the Wybot F1 pool skimmer robot. Is this something for you or is it just decadent luxury? Isn't a regular pool skimmer enough? What about those who don't have a skimmer in their above ground pools? The robot would be worth it there, right? Leave me a comment under the video and give me your feedback. Feel free to let me know what you think of my video. I really appreciate it. Take a look under the video in the description. There you'll find the promo link from Wybot, who provided me with the pool robot for my test. If you like, click on it. Then you can order the F1 and even get a few discounts. I would be really happy if you gave my video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. After the Solar S2 robot and the F1 skimmer, there will be a third video about a Wybot pool robot with AI. Yes, with artificial intelligence. Thanks to its AI-powered sensors, the C2 vision detects dirt and automatically cleans the pool. This video was about the Wybot F1. Feel free to give me your feedback. I'm done and looking forward to the next video with you. Take care. Bye.